Hello everyone, I'm the Canadian Gaming Penguin. The Moogle Treasure Trove is returning for another iteration. This time it is the Hunt for Lore. The event begins on Tuesday, October 19th, 2021 and will continue on until the launch of patch 6.0, aka the launch of Endwalker. Woot! As per usual with this event, we can participate in specific duties and collect irregular tomestones from these duties, and then we can use the irregular tomestones to exchange for various items from the itinerant Moogles. The itinerant Moogles can be located near the Aetherytes of Limsa, Gridania, and Ul'dah, as indicated with the Moogle head on the map and minimaps, and as you can also see on the special site. If you're uncertain as to which duties will reward irregular tomestones, there will be a Moogle icon by the name of the duty. It will also tell you how many irregular tomestones it will reward if you click on the duty. A note, you will not be rewarded any irregular tomestones if you use the undersized party option, aka you must complete the duties synced. That said, let's take a look at which duties will reward irregular tomestones and how many at that. First, we have the Praetorium that will reward 10 irregular tomestones. Then we have Castra Meridianum that will reward 7 irregular tomestones. Both the Praetorium and Castra Meridianum are level 50 dungeons. A key note, the Praetorium will usually take around 40 to 45 minutes to complete, and Castra Meridianum will take roughly 30 to 40 minutes. It mostly depends on if everyone participates in the fights, including doing the mechanics. And yes, that was a bit of snark at the end. Next, we have a level 80 dungeon that will reward 5 irregular tomestones. And next, we have PvP duties. The Borderland Ruins Secure, Seal Rock Seize, the Fields of Glory Shatter, Onsal Hakir, Danjig Nadam, or however you say that, and then Hidden Gorge. These PvP duties will reward 3 or 5 irregular tomestones. As I still haven't done anything PvP related, let alone during a Moogle Treasure Trove event, I will assume that if you lose, you'll be rewarded with 3 irregular tomestones, and if you win, you get 5 irregular tomestones. If someone can verify this for me, please let me know. Otherwise, I will try to remember to participate in the PvP at some point to finally figure this out. Yeah. Next, we have four irregular tomestones, the Aether Chemical Research Facility and Belsar's Wall. I can say the name. Both of these are level 60 dungeons, and then we have Alamigo and the Gimmelt Dark, or however you say that, which are both level 70 dungeons. Next, we have different raids and alliance raids that will reward 3 irregular tomestones. First, we have the Labyrinth of the Ancients, Asicris Tower, the World of Darkness, all of which are the Crystal Tower alliance raid series. Alliance raids, obviously. And then we have the Binding Coil of Bahamut Turn 1 and the Binding Coil of Bahamut Turn 2, which are raids. And not alliance raids. They're the smaller ones. Also shorter. Anyway, next we have the for 2 irregular tomestones, Deltascape V version 4, Sigmascape, and Alphascape, all of which are also raids. And then we have Containment Bay S1T7, Containment Bay P1T6, and Containment Bay Z1T9, which are trials, which is something new. We have not had trials as a duty we could do before. And the trials are level 60 trials. That said, there is quite a few options this time around, many of which are higher level duties, so some of you may have to stick with either Praetorium and Castrum, or do the PvP duties. With that said, what exactly are the rewards this time that would make you want to do this event at all? Well, let's take a look. I know that there's one reward that I am super excited to get, and that is the Inferno Jacket, because it looks awesome. Back in July, there was a Blue Mage Challenge that had different community team members for the game that were to try to get all of the Blue Mage skills before a certain time period, with the help of the player base, and of course some luck with RNG. Anyways, they were successful in completing this task, and the reward for having completed this was to include the Inferno Jacket as a game item in the next Moogle Treasure Trove event, and that is this event. Woot. In order to get the Inferno Jacket, you will need 100 Irregular Tomestones, which is 10 Praetorium runs, which isn't too bad. The other items that aren't available by any other means in the game is the ostensibly special Time-Worn Map ×2 for 30 Irregular Tomestones, and the Magicked Prism Job Mastery ×10 for 1 Irregular Tomestone. I couldn't find any information on the ostensibly special Time-Worn Map, which is why I assume it's only available during this iteration of the Moogle Treasure Trove event, at least for now. The remaining rewards can be obtained via other means in the game, and I will have where these other items can be obtained on screen rather than saying them out loud. With that said, let's go through the list of rewards. As mentioned already, for 100 Irregular Tomestones, we have the Inferno Jacket. For 50 Irregular Tomestones each, we have a couple of Extreme Trial mounts, along with the Modern Aesthetics Styled for Hire, and the Battle Orchestrion roll. For 30 Irregular Tomestones, we have the ostensibly special Time-Worn Map ×2, the Alamegan Barding, and the 5 different A Realm Reborn Beast Tribe mounts, and also 2 of the A Realm Reborn Extreme Trial Horse mounts, Xanthos and Enbar. Also for 30 Irregular Tomestones, we have the MGP Platinum card, which will reward 50,000 MGP, and also for 30 Irregular Tomestones, we have different housing items, and those are the Tree Slice Tower, Botanist Dried Herbs, Steep Kitchen, and Marimo Lamp, and finally the Fat Cat Sofa, a personal favorite of mine. For 15 Irregular Tomestones each, we have the Head, Body, Hand, Pants, and Boot Gear items for the Bon Wicca Whisperer set. For 10 Irregular Tomestones, we have all of the different A Realm Reborn riding maps. There are 17 in total, and in order to be able to get them for Irregular Tomestones, and also from the hunt, you can exchange through that way too, as shown on screen, you will need to have completed the Ultimate Weapon main scenario quest for you to be able to exchange them for the Irregular Tomestones. If you happen to have Praetorium completed and you finished the main scenario quest after you did Praetorium, then you already have this unlocked. For 70 Irregular Tomestones, we have the Griffin Hatchling and Aurelia Polyp minions, and also for 7 Irregular Tomestones, we have the Roderick Poison Tongue Triple Triad card, which requires the main scenario quest, the Mad King's Trove, to be completed. The Diablos Hollow Triple Triad card, which requires the main scenario quest Where Shadows Reign to be completed, and finally we have the Shinryu card, which name I probably just butchered, which requires the main scenario quest Stormblood to be completed. And also for 7 Irregular Tomestones is a couple of Orchestrion rolls. And as per usual for 1 Irregular Tomestone, we have the Magicked Prism, Job Mastery ×10, a firework-like reward. So in total, in order to get one of every item, if my math is right, you would need 1,045 Irregular Tomestones. Yes, that is a lot. That would be 105-ish runs of Praetorium. That's like 3 or 4 runs each day. That's a lot. As I mentioned earlier, however, there are other ways to get nearly all of these items via other means in the game. The only ones you cannot get is the Inferno Jacket, the ostensibly special Time-Worn Map, and the Magicked Prism Job Mastery. Thus, assuming you want those items, those are really the only ones that you should focus on getting, if you focus on getting them at all. If you did want those, then you would need 131 Irregular Tomestones, which is roughly 13-ish runs of Praetorium. Other items on this list I would recommend getting, if you do not already have them, is the Triple Triad cards, the Orchestrion rolls, the Minions, the Barding, and the Modern Aesthetics, if you can get them. In order to get each of these that I listed, including the Inferno Jacket and the ostensibly special Time-Worn Map, you would need 309 Irregular Tomestones, which is roughly 31 Praetorium runs. That's a little more than one Praetorium run per day. That said, it likely will be faster to do some of the trials or raids if you are collecting some of the less costly items, such as the minions. The reason why I reference Praetorium as the measurement is because it is often the fastest way to collect irregular tomestones if you do not have time to organize a party for quick runs of any of the other duties, and it also rewards the most. I expect that this time around some of the trials or raids will be faster, but they reward far less irregular tomestones, so you would need to run those trials or raids a lot more. Anyways, that is all I wanted to go over in this video, and to recap, the Moogle Treasure Trove, The Hunt for Lore, begins on Tuesday, October 19th, 2021, and will continue on until the release of patch 6.0. In order to obtain irregular tomestones, you will need to participate in the designated duties. You can exchange the irregular tomestones for rewards by speaking to the itinerant Moogles found near the Aetherites of Limsa, Gridania, and Ul'dah. As a reminder, the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration event with Final Fantasy XV is concluding on October 18th, 2021, so you have only a few hours as of the release of this video to complete that event and obtain the rewards for it. As another reminder, the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration event with Dragon Quest X is returning to Final Fantasy XIV on October 19th, 2021 as well. More details about this can be found in a separate video, which should be out at or around the same time as this video. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching!